Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Pirillo, and if I look off color to you, it's because I've got different temperature lights now in the play shop for the first time in forever. And the reason I'm leaning in like this is because I don't want to ruin the surprise behind me. Not the chat room, but the PixelBook right here. The PixelBook, the Google PixelBook, has arrived. I'm actually not going to open it tonight, live on TLDR. No, instead, I'm going to wait until tomorrow, so you can watch me live in the other YouTube channel, youtube.com/Chris Pirillo, probably tomorrow around 4 p.m. Pacific, maybe? Does that sound about right? 5 p.m. Pacific? Which do you think would be a better time? I don't really know. And just in case, you wanted a verification on the whole whiteness, I'm wearing a light shirt, not because I intended on wearing the white shirt today or a lighter shirt today. It's definitely blown out here in the shoulder. But let me go ahead and hold up a white plate. This plate is white. And you can see it's a white plate. Just to show you, this is one of the things that I used to effectively white balance what you see. So make no mistake, this is actually a normal temperature as far as color is concerned for the room. So if I look off or yellow, this is white. I see white, you see white. We both see white. And so it has now been properly balanced. Hopefully nothing is off because there's really no filters. You can also see my mouse white and the keyboard behind the PixelBook white. The PixelBook is white, but it is in a shadow. If I hold it up a little closer, you can see that it's more like ecru. It's a little off-white. I am excited to open the PixelBook and play with the PixelBook. Absolutely, but I'm going to wait. I also have the pen. If you're going to do it. Go all out. Those will, again, be unboxed tomorrow. Now you can see the chat. Oh, and the dang cursor. Speeding Sheeta says, you look much more yellowish than the last vid on the CP channel. Yeah, I know. I told you, though. This is truer white balance. I look yellow, but this is honestly, this screen, it's never, in my preview, I can tell you, seeing this color, this brownish color, and the gray color behind me, this is exactly what I see in the screen, like, and what you're seeing. So I'm telling you, this is eerily accurate as far as color temperature is concerned. Get used to it. I actually have skin tone, or a white skin tone, but I'm not like pure white. So there you go. I'm definitely not pure white. Oh, we already had a super chat? I'm sorry, I missed that. Fucho the PC. I mixed chat handles. Fucho the Clown came in Hadouken with the first super chat. He gets the award for first super chatter of the evening. Also bragging rights. VT Productions PC is also breaking the ice. Thank you very much. Mario just joined us in the live channel for what was it? Geek Family Fun. We did a live video. Actually, Diana wanted to do it. I thought, yeah, why not? But I knew that I was going to be busy kind of getting things ready, and I knew that inevitably I wouldn't be able to kind of drive the stream. She did, and thank you to the super chatters there. You paid for dinner. Not even a joke. That was a super chat from the Geek Family Fun dinner that we had with y'all. It was fun to be able to join you for the live meal. If you want to join us in Discord chat, you're more than welcome to. It's open 24/7. Head over to either twitch.tv/Chris Pirillo, or now it's subs.twitch.tv/Chris Pirillo. It's a new link they set up just for subs of mine on Twitch. You'll get access to Discord chat. You can also head over to patreon.com/Chris Pirillo to gain access to Discord chat as one of the bonuses you would get for being a patron of mine. And if I remember, I'll also upload TLDR as an audio podcast. It's been a bit busy. Yesterday I was pretty much down for the count. I'm sick. Like my nose is still a little kind of post-nasal drippy, or just like right on the cusp of it. So I'm sipping tea, and it's not as warm as I'd like it to be, but it's warm-ish. I did upload a video today on the Chris Pirillo channel. I missed one yesterday, and probably should have waited, given that the amount of negative blowback that I've seen. I mean, I guess it was coming. People just aren't happy that I just don't think the iPhone X is a great device. So, what are you gonna do? I'm also not happy. I was effectively slagging all the so-called reviewers out there who were just singing its praises. I don't know. I'm not even inclined to sing the praises of the Pixel 2 XL. I don't think I can. It's not where I think it needs to be as a functioning device. But I can't think of anything out there that would fit that particular mold that I was looking to have filled. Not to say that smartphones are moldy. They're definitely Definitely not. Head over to go.tagjag.com/freepoints if you are interested in earning gift cards for either iOS or Android. We do on a regular basis. That also helps pay for dinner. You can also, if you want, head over to Lockergnome.com. I know nobody really does anymore. It's on its last legs, and I say that with sadness because that's the thing that kind of started it all for me. Lockergnome.com and the newsletter, and we don't even have an email newsletter host anymore, and I don't even know if it's worth forking over $30 a month to have the email hosted, because we can't recoup those funds. Zach Brajawi says, I did a bit of research, watched about 15 Pixel 2 reviews, pre-screen issues, and most of the features and terminology was spot on the same. I think it's harmless. Reviewers seem to regurgitate the new stuff for features. But that's why I don't like, Zach, you're speaking to my point. I don't like a lot of those, those types of quote-unquote reviews, because people will base their decisions immediately they'll base their decisions upon that which they watch. And the problem is that what comes out first isn't necessarily what bears, or what plays out in the end. You'll have, issues pop up. And trust me, iPhone issues are going to crop up if they haven't already. I'm sure they have. Just like any device. That's a given to me. What is perturbing is that the most glaring thing about the iPhone X was not covered. Now, in terms of screen, I'm not even talking about the blue shift, which is apparently visible at an angle. It's an OLED screen on the iPhone X, and I think it uses pen tile, which some people can see, some people can't. The glaring thing that's there is the most obvious thing, and that's not the lack of a button. It's not Face ID necessarily. It's specifically the slap in your face ID. That would be the notch. And the fact that it just seems to be glossed over as a minor point, I think it's disingenuous. Like, how can you trust a reviewer that can't see it? Or that can see it, but doesn't say it? I don't know. I feel pretty strongly about that. Just like, I would about any Essential reviews that didn't make it obvious that, hey, look, this thing's got a notch, right? Let me pull out the Essential. Right here. Can't see it, because it's not on, but if I turn it on, ooh, baby, I love your screen. I guess that's not how you turn it on. There we go. Maybe. Is it out of juice? Dude, that drained quickly. I hardly used it. Okay, I was going to show you the notch up there. Nacho phone. Probably not. But people pointed it out, and they should. It's something that, needs to play into or factor into a decision-making process, especially if someone's spending money on any particular product. We do have a couple of super chatters here. SkyCop70 has a question. Why does Patreon charge a VAT, value-added tax, of $1.05 on 5? I'm not in the U.S. I'm in the U.S., not Europe. I'd rather you get the money than paying a VAT. You bring it up with them. I have no idea, SkyCop70. I genuinely don't. I don't know, unfortunately. Mark Hess, what is the email app you're using on your Pixel 2 XL? I kind of vacillate. I use Inbox. Sometimes I use Gmail, because Gmail connects to just about everything I need to connect to. And that's honestly what I think I'm falling back to, is the Gmail email client. I mean, it is from Google. It's relatively straightforward. Doesn't do everything perfectly, but I can't find anything that, quite honestly, I would necessarily want to use. I never really had a problem with iOS Mail in terms of its potential, its abilities. Other people did, but I always thought it was kind of neat. What got a little long in the tooth was specifically the design oversights in iOS Mail. I still used it, but it's just kind of like, well, do I use another client on iOS? Apple doesn't make it easy to set default clients. So I'm still kind of, looking for a perfect or a more perfect solution. But ultimately, I keep things kind of separated. You got to keep them separated. So I access my Google account through Inbox. Or I access, like, the Yahoo account through Yahoo. Or I access the Microsoft account through the Microsoft. So I use different clients, and I keep those email separate for a lot of different reasons, and I have no problem. I have no problem with that. Tidbit says all reviewers tend to follow the same thing. If you listen to who brings, there's only so many things I missed it, but you're right. I'm not going to deny that. It's just that it's not very helpful. And to me, if it's not helpful, if it doesn't guide someone, what was the point? You know, I mean, I get it. You got to look at it ahead of time, but it doesn't sound any. What's so helpful about this? What makes this device different? And mind you, I'd slag the Pixel 2 XL reviewers as well. I had the same problem. Zach, if you remember, and you should remember this, and at least on Twitter, I slagged the Pixel 2 XL. I'm like, they're all just talking about the hardware. When am I going to see something that they're actually talking about something different? This is a systemic issue. It's just, it bugs me more with Apple than it might have with the Pixel 2 XL, because it was just obvious what would have and should have been covered wasn't. That's everything I've seen. The individual says, as a super chat, let the world know that you are the live stream king. Thank you. Thank you very much. I am the king. No, I'm not. I appreciate the fact that you recognize I've been doing this for a little while. It's nice to have your support. Certainly. I wish that I could do more of it, honestly. And that's something that I would hope can happen at some point in the future, but I don't know when that is necessarily going to happen. It takes time to set up a live stream, and you got to do it in the right place, and you got to, do it the right time, and you got to have the right community, and all these components. Chris, thank you so much for your super chat. Do appreciate it. I know you don't have a question there, but that's okay. Chris Bryson. Oh, I see. There's your chat. Set for my new PixelBook. I love it. Though the Android apps display at too high res, so text is too small compared to everything else. But everything else is good so far. I like small text. I actually find that's a bonus to me. I love it. Okay, so here we go. Later batch of Pixel 2 devices seeing less of a blue shift and no graininess at all. Really? Pixel 2 or Pixel 2 XL, Hector Barbosa? Boy, I really messed up your last name, didn't I? Bribieska. Really? Later batch of Pixel 2. So is that Pixel 2 or Pixel 2 XL? I don't know which one it is. Well, the Pixel 2 XL had graininess. But the problem is that if I send it back and they send another one that's worse, I've made things more difficult for myself. And I don't think that's going to happen outright. Unless I knew I was getting something better. I'll wait, and if something else happens down the line, I'm like, hey, by the way, it's causing this problem, it's having this problem. Theoretically, it's within a year. I'll wait out maybe 6 months if I run into an issue. See, Hector said, or if it's Hector, he said, wait a couple months, then RMA. That's kind of my feeling, is that I would wait a couple months, wait for all the old batch to go out, because the last thing I would want to do is kind of, trade something in and not end up with something half as nice. So everything's functional on it outright. I guess I don't mind the blotchiness as much. I wish it was a little better, and maybe if it does become true, maybe they would be able to provide a phone that had a higher quality screen. Piero Alberto Montas Almonte says, talk about the Razer phone. And this is a super chat. Thank you very much. So, I want to try a Razer phone. That's what they're called, Razer phones, for a few reasons. One, probably the first reason is because it's got a screen that has 120 hertz refresh rate. So 120 frames per second theoretically is possible. This would be a smoother experience. One. Two, it's got 8 gigs of RAM. So it's going to mitigate a lot of snags in relation to not having as much RAM, specifically on Android. The third reason, it's got front-facing speakers. And they apparently sound amazing. Yes, it may be a phone for gamers, but it's spec to the gills. The cameras apparently are not that great, which is a little disappointing to hear. But I'd be curious to know, though it is on Nougat, previous version of Android, they say that Oreo would be coming in Q1 2018. So I don't know if I'm going to be in a mad rush. I am going to try to reach out to someone to see if I can get a review unit. I'd be happy to do that. It looks like a potential compelling device for me. It also has Nova Launcher as the default launcher, which I think is an interesting move. A lot of people like Nova. Of course, it's easy to install your own launcher or a launcher for yourself, and then customize it to your own liking on any Android device. But it looks solid. I'd be curious to know, right? Is the software experience better? That would be tricky though, because I like the software experience on the Pixel 2 XL more than anything else. But is the software experience better on the Razer? I don't have an answer to that question. Will it get better with Android Oreo? I don't have an answer to that question. Is the camera really that bad? I don't have an answer to that question. But if the screen was nice and it was more responsive, it'd be hard to look past that camera as a shortcoming. But it looks like a flagship killer. And it's a hell of a lot more affordable too. It's too late for me to return a Pixel 2 XL, and I'm not willing to make that gamble outright. But yeah, it's interesting. Razer Phone is only a 120 Hz in opportune moments, not consistent. That's fine. Also has 60 and 90 megahertz option when not using certain apps or games. So this is the reason why. So Etron, thank you for the addition. One thing I have to note is that I can't effectively do the whole VR thing, because I need at least 90 hertz or 90 frames per second or higher. This would allow me to effectively, again, so long as it's supported, be able to do VR from like a contraption without getting motion sickness. I'd be happy about that. So there's a few reasons that it would be a very compelling choice. Could be a compelling choice that I definitely want to look at, probably more than other alternatives. I don't know how clean of an Android experience it is outright, but given that Nova Launcher is the launcher and that's the ethos, it can't be too far off the mark in terms of performance. A guy named last name Patel, I know what you're talking about. Got an iPhone for only 24 hours and he showed a problem with facial recognition not working in bright sunlight and with bright fluorescent lighting. He seemed to give an honest, quick review. He showed the good and the bad and wasn't following the script. I want someone to be upfront and tell the truth. Love the Pixel and the iPhone 10 both have shortcomings. They all have shortcomings. Anybody who says otherwise, just they don't know. That's why I refuse to say, oh, this is the greatest device of all time. Oh, it's so awesome. Oh, it's, yeah, I mean, if I'm having a good time, I'm going to say I'm having a good time. But I try to avoid that kind of hyperbole. I just don't think it's worth entertaining. And especially if I'm looking for information and trying to cut through marketing speak. This goes for any company, right? It's especially when I see something that just seems to be a thing. And admittedly, those reviews are not for me. I'm a software guy, and very rarely, if ever, did they ever touch upon software. Ever. And that much to my chagrin, it's angering to me. Let them talk about software. I want them to talk about software. That's the thing about the iPhone 10. I've already judged the iPhone 8 software. I know what the chipset can do. And then when you put on top of that, like, the other junk, yeah, all I care about is the software. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, I'm excited for the PixelBook here. I am. It is true. But I don't know if the software is going to be able to stand up to its promise. And I'm fine with Chrome OS too. It has nothing to do with that. Zach asks, "Have you switched to the Pixel yet?" No, I haven't. Honestly, I'm not really in any rush. I left it at home today because I had to upload the other YouTube video. So I know that there are certain come on, I know. I've been busy and then I got sick and it's just like, it's not that hard. It won't be that hard. It's just going to be boop boop. That's it. And then the whole iMessage thing. That's the one thing I think I'm a little cautious about, like, cuz that's a little scary to me. Very scary. Do I really look that yellow? I don't think I'm looking at my skin tone. It's bright because of the light, but that's pretty close. Like, what I see, and I turned off any kind of, color shifting on the screen. It's pretty darn close, man. I'm just telling you. Maybe a little brighter, but that's solid, man. It looks different. And I can never get it just perfect because I have to lock the exposure and tone it down, because otherwise I'm too bright, or that you won't be able to see the background. Like, you won't be able to see a lot of these details. There's no perfect setting I've discovered, unfortunately. You need some red meat in your system. No, I get plenty of, heme iron in red meat that y'all say you need. I am not going to die. Thank you. I'm not gonna put my body in jeopardy. I've had plenty of red meat, and honestly, I've killed enough animals in my name vicariously. I'm good. I enough for one lifetime. I'm good. Someone asked if I'm going to still be doing YouTube when I'm 65. I don't know if YouTube's still going to be YouTube when I'm 65. Piero Alberto Montas Almonte comes in again. He says, I feel like every new version of iOS gets new features and messes up the working standard features. Yeah, pretty much. Par for the course. Every time Chris drinks, I feel thirstier. It's the power of suggestion, man. I'm telling you. You think I'm lying when I talk about this kind of thing. When people talk about devices, like, this device is awesome. It made my life better. Everyone loves me now. That's you going, oh, man, I want to be like that. I need to get that device because I want to be cool, too. It's also, I think, something that's like caveman basal instinct. Like, if you see someone drinking, you drink too because it's kind of like thirsty. Oh, you're drinking. I need to drink too so that I get water because I need to survive as well. Well, try it. Next time you're out with people, pick up your glass and just drink. And then see who else around the table drinks. And you've done that as a habit as well without even noticing it, without even recognizing it. It's the way you sip and swallow. It's like you went to drinking on camera school for advertising. Well, I'm not like, oh, you know. You got to be careful. Scott Foltz just tuned in. You know how I know that? Because he asked the question I've already answered. So he can rewind the video and watch again. After this, I do need to record a new podcast, I know. A 20-minute podcast. So we'll do a podcast after TLDR today, if you don't mind. And I hope you don't mind. That'll be over on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Chris Pirillo. I've got a few other things that I definitely need to do. Oh, including... Ta-da! Can you see? I can. Check them out. They're my new glasses. But they're glasses with the adaptive frames, or not frames, but the lenses. So when you go out into sunlight, like real sunlight, they dim. Yeah? But they look good, don't they? I love them. And they were like super cheap, too. These came courtesy of iBuyDirect. They did give me a coupon code to use for the glasses. Look, iBuyDirect. Something shady for you. Yeah? So these are my new sunglasses. You can't really tell they're sunglasses because I'm not outside. But these will be my sunglasses. They're a lot like my old frames, too. And what's nice is that my prescription is relatively new. And even going back and forth between these two is relatively seamless. The big difference is these lenses have the coating with the anti-reflective so it reflects away blue light. These, not so much. So everything now is even more white than what it was before. Oh, yeah. The color on my... Oh, the color that you see is definitely better. Yeah, this is really good color. This is amazing color on what you're seeing. But it's all about color and lenses tonight, isn't it? See, these I think you are used to. These are more of my classic frames. Super cheap, too. Super, super, super cheap. Ex-wife had those, and they never transitioned fast enough coming back inside. Well, I don't mind that, because that just means I'm cool, because I wear sunglasses at night. Because it's nighttime, I'm wearing sunglasses. It's nice to have, a spare pair. But honestly, if I hadn't just picked up the new ones, I'd be very happy wearing these outright. Very, 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 very happy. Very happy. Yeah, what do you think? I buy direct. EYEBUI direct. So I appreciate them sending these frames to me. They're nice. They're wonderful. Even Diana liked them. Even Jedi. When I said, which one do you like more, this one or this one? And she said this one. So she picked frames that were a hell of a lot more affordable. It's nice to be able to get affordable frames and affordable lenses. And they had tons of them, too. I kept looking and looking and looking. And these because they were a lot like the old ones that unfortunately had kind of worn down, just jumped out at me. They're called Dieppe. Dieppe? That's the name of the frames. In case you want to wear Chris Pirillo glasses, you can get some Dieppe. Be Chris Pirillo. You know? You got to buy Star Wars shirts, though. That's one thing. The second thing is you got to wear glasses. You got to wear something. You know, you may have to get a dummy prescription, but oh man, do I have to take a drink? Really? Okay, I will move on. I think I'm gonna wear these glasses though for the remainder of the video. I don't think you mind. I really like the box it came in too. That was a live glasses unboxing that you were not expecting. See, I've been wearing glasses my entire life, and they're so expensive. So when I find an opportunity, or at least an outlet that would make them a heck of a lot less expensive, I'm in. Super cheap. Super cheap. Like they did give them to me, but it was almost like they were giving them away. So easy. Just feed it the prescription. And I did. I put them right on. Didn't miss a beat. And I almost wonder if these new lenses are a bit sharper, seemingly a bit sharper. I mean, certainly more color accurate because these other lenses reflect the blue light. And it could be a psychosomatic thing. But I want to say, yeah, I need to clean my glasses. That's the problem. It just feels like the new glasses from iBuy Direct are sharper to me. Whoo! Super high index with prism. Wow. I've got astigmatism. I've always had horrible eyesight. And will always wear glasses. Always. It's my hallmark. It's my trademark. These are actually thicker than my old thick glasses. I like them. It was hard to kind of put on new glasses again. I think everybody's going to have like a favorite glasses on Chris's face. But anyway, moving on. Jack Daniels, love the name, says, what do you call a man with no shins? Neil. What do you call a man with no shins? No shins? Jack must be a dad, because that was a good dad joke. That was a funny dad joke. Tidbits in Discord chat asks, if you could have either the Pixel 2 XL or the iPhone 10 for free, which would you take outright? Not having tried an iPhone 10, but now having tried the Pixel 2 XL and knowing its shortcomings, let me put it this way. I'm inching ever so closely to switching to the Pixel 2 XL as a daily driver, which admittedly is kind of what it is. I sleep with the Pixel 2 XL next to me. The iPhone charges in here. I'm not gonna, get rid of it outright. I'm gonna, still use it as maybe possibly my go-to iOS device, if I can say that. Kind of like I have a go-to Android device. I'm not willing to sell it outright because I'd like to have something around, not just for compatibility, but as long as Apple doesn't just completely go all in with this damn notch thing, it's just different now. It's really different, and I don't think that's a good thing. It's just it feels different. Apple feels different to me, and it also feels like I'm the only one who says that, or believes it or sees it. But Apple they're just different. I see them as radically different from the Apple that I fell in love with. I think I even mentioned that in today's video. Chris, question in YouTube chat. Did you see the video where the iPhone 10's facial recognition is bypassed by Twin's total failure? It's not perfect. I'm not going to... But see, here's the thing. I'm not... Schadenfreude. I'm not going to slag Apple for having imperfect technology in that sense. I knew that it would have stumbling block. It would stumble. But they could address it, certainly. I don't know how well that's going to work in practicality. It would make me a little nervous. It would if I was an identical twin. I understand it's more secure in general for most people, but I guess until they perfect it, if you're a twin and you're worried that your twin is going to unlock your phone, don't lock it with Face ID. I mean, it's a horrible workaround, but, I don't know. I feel that Apple knew what it was doing, and maybe it did, and maybe it didn't, and it is what it is. Christian Soriano comes in with a super chat. Thank you. Although you did not mention you didn't mention your question. Oh, there's the question. You work at T-Mo. iPhone users are coming in with connection issues due to software updates. Many times they have to replace the SIM card. Really? That fixes it? That's odd. Wow. And Marble Dash, I'm very careful with hearsay. Very careful about that. Yeah, I don't know how that would be the case. The SIM card would need to be replaced. But, wow. Huh. That'd make me a little concerned. The software updates in general have made me concerned. I've still got the final beta of iOS 11.1 on here. I've been so busy. I have not updated iOS 11.2. I will. I promise. Wait, hang on. My iPad still has juice. Yay. I think the last time Wait, what do you mean? Okay, I guess I'm going to try to update... Oh, I know what I need to do on that one. Crusher Bad 64 comes in with a super chat. Says, why not get laser eye surgery? I don't know. I don't want to. I like the comfort of glasses. I don't mind the glasses. I also don't want, lasers messing with my eyes. I'll wait another 20 years until they perfect it, right? I'll wait. I'm fine with glasses until then. But we did apparently have a question here. What college did you go to? What degree did you go for? Do you think college has been helpful in life? I'm coming from a sophomore in college myself. I haven't talked about this in like eons. Eons and eons and eons. But yeah, I went to college, got a degree in English education. I had never really applied it. If I did, it was in writing or doing the Lockergnome stuff in general. I just, became an entrepreneur and entrepreneured. And never really used it, but I'm grateful to have had the experience. It certainly set the stage for my life as it unfolded. So I'm not going to, dissuade you from college. You just kind of have to decide what you want to do and what your options are. I've never been hurt by a degree, apart from kind of being in debt until I paid that off with the first book that I wrote, which by and large played off of my love for writing. Not so much in terms of the degree that I actually picked up, but I know that everyone is going to have a different path. I don't know what how I feel about that experience, apart from just knowing that I'd be a different person without it. So I can't say that it was a horrible thing to have gone through, but I know I've learned a hell of a lot more outside the classroom than I ever did inside the classroom. But that's been true for life. That's the one thing I'll tell you. Jesus says, try the app Finger Gestures. It's exclusive for Pixels. Yeah, you can use the fingerprint sensor on your Pixel for different actions, but I turned that off. So, no, I'm not going to go with, a tool to modify that at all, because I turned off that feature. It annoyed me more than anything. Speaking of annoyed me more than anything, I tried the Essential headphone jack, the USB-C adapter, today to record the video, and apparently it did not record the video. So this adapter did not work with the microphone, unlike the Pixel 2 XL adapter that did work with the microphone. And I couldn't get a live live audio readout to know about that being a problem until I was finished. I was like, wait a minute, why can't I hear the video? That would be why. You have a computer network admin degree? Man, that's awesome, dude. That's one thing I wish I had. Let me tell you, that would have paid off. As much as we all rely on networks these days, man, it's crazy. We all have a network. We're all connected to a network. We're connected to the internet. Someone asks, will I do any giveaway stuff this year for the holiday with Patreon? No. Did I ever do that? Maybe I did a while ago. I don't like doing the giveaway thing at all, because people tend to concentrate on that rather than the thing that you're doing. And then worse yet, if they don't win, then they call you a liar, or you're biased, or you cheated, or somehow it's foul, and then everybody gets mad. So my giveaway is my time. Everybody gets my time. Some people get more of it. Weird how one of the adapters didn't work. Yeah, I know, dude. I mean, I haven't tested it out, tested it. I hate when people say tested it out. I haven't tested it. I stopped short of saying the other ouch word. Hang on just a second. Let me open up my voice thingy. Hit record. Yeah, it's the adapter doesn't work. It's a non-function. It must only be audio output, not input. Weird. Okay, well, you learn something new every day. Not going to make that same mistake again. I also ordered, last night, I needed to get something else anyway. I ordered a Rode, no, yeah, Rode. This is a Rode too. No, was it a Rode or a Shure? It's a Rode. It's a like a mini shotgun for the phone. And I mean, of course, it's a shotgun, so it's pretty much directional. And then I'm going to try it on the podcast to see if I get slightly better audio. I've got to, kind of jerry rig it because I'll have it plugged into the adapter and have to set it up in such a fashion that it'll work well. But my hope is to be able to travel with that microphone potentially, and then keep the lav at home. That would be my hope. Quintillion, I'll trade you my Pixel 2 for your LG V30. No, why would I do that? I can't. I don't think I can. That the LG V30 is. I mean, I guess it's mine, but it's really T-Mobile's. That wouldn't. I don't think that'd be very fair. Thank you for answering my question. Absolutely, sure. Audio engineering degree in Spokane. Cool. Very nice. Congratulations. All right. Let's see here. What else do we have for questions, if anything? Perhaps initiate a Razer Phone, not the phone blade. For all that stubble on Chris's super young face. What? Oh, a Razer Phone. I remember just Razer Fund for Razer. It's not that bad. I shave like once a week. Maybe. I don't shave that often. Maybe once a week. Did I sip loudly? Sorry. I don't like the taste of tea when I do that. I'm not going to do that again. Not to mention, I'm sure it disgusted like everybody who was watching. You liked me with the full beard and the stash? Yeah, that was fun. Actually, I've watched a couple of those videos. I'm like, dang, dude, I remember it was long, but I didn't remember it looking that long. It was long. It was long. I think that was 2 months, 3 months. I think almost worth. If I did it again, this is why I don't want to do it again because everything was mostly black, but now it's starting to grays and whites. So I'll be playing Santa Claus, Santa Chris, here in another month or two. By the way, speaking of Santa Chris, we got Jedi's Life Day present today. They were having a sale on the BB-8 playset with Snoke and one of the elite Praetorian guards, almost half off, not quite. And I was very happy to have been able to grab that. That was good. That was nice. So that's going to be from Chewbacca on Life Day. You'll see it on Life Day morning, on Christmas morning. Remember to @Chris Pirillo so you can see it. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Someone unsubscribed because of my slurping? Well, that's none of my business. Try the Apogee mic 96K. It was better than Rode. I don't know if they had that available in where I was getting it from. Let me check here. What I'm looking for, honestly, what I'm looking for is a USB-C mic that I can just plug in to the USB-C port. That's what I want. Oh no, that's big. No, I'm talking about a small one. That looks more like the one I have on my desktop. I'm looking for an insanely more portable one. That's definitely not the one I'm looking for outright. Yeah, that looks too big. Unless I'm seeing the dimensions incorrectly. Yeah, that looks way big. Unless, of course, it does have a direct to USB cable that I can use or should use. It has what's the connector there? That's a lightning connector. Oh, it's a proprietary connector. See, that sucks. Sorry. That is a no-go. No-go. Not going to happen. Proprietary connectors are not for me. Not a fan. Good try. Try again. Emmanuel Acosta says, show your mic. This is the mic. It's a Rode lavalier. A lav. This is what I use for the podcast. Omnidirectional. Picks it up. I mean, I have to do a little post on it. Not much. In fact, I probably don't even need to have to do it all. But it works better than either one of the phones outright that I've used, either the iPhone or I needed to use it for the Pixel 2 until they address it as a potential shortcoming within the OS. Really? Get son of a gun. Isidro Cardona Mesa comes in with a super chat. Isidro Cardona Mesa comes in with a super chat. Christopher Pirillo, the speakers in your Pixel 2 XL have issues like some other Pixels I've seen on YouTube. Well, I didn't think that the Pixel 2 speakers were great. I don't know if I'd say I've had issues. I guess I haven't. In listening to videos, I've never felt like I needed to turn down the volume outright. Hang on. There. Okay, had to wait for the counter to ratchet up by 1. The other Pixel though I had issues with. The only issue I've heard about with the Pixel 2 XL speakers is that the top speaker fires at 10 decibels, I guess, less, 10 decibels fewer than the bottom speaker. And that was done at the engineering level because apparently the speaker at the top could potentially rattle the phone and cause issues, of course, in enjoying the actual device experience. So I don't know if that's the issue you were talking about. Do I hear that? Yeah, I guess it's kind of, it's there. I mean, certainly they're not firing equally, at least the same volume, but it's not detracting to me. Unless that was something that, unless you saw something else. At which point I would ask, what did you see? Because I'm not hearing any other kind of speakers. Someone asks, would you say it's a great phone, just not for that price? Yeah, I do believe that right now the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL could probably stand to be a couple $100 cheaper each. And they would be, I think, fine at that price. At the current asking price, I think there's a fair amount of shortcomings right now, unfortunately. I also believe, though, that said, that the iPhone 10 is not worth what they're asking for. I barely think that the iPhone 8 is worth what they're asking for. So just, take it, however you're going to take it. But let's see here. Missed something there. I think the internal speakers on the Pixel 2 are great. For recording, it's just average, but the quality is spectacular. Yeah, they're fine. They're fine. Apple iPhone 10, 2018, original plan moved up, schedule fingerprint sensor. Wait, what's this? I can't read the headline. I only have the slug on the URL there. Charles Owens just joined us. Ask me how I know. This is the second person who's tuned in late and missed the time that I talked about something. The same thing, by the way. Everyone wants me to talk about the thing I already talked about. Don't you love that? Like, hey, Chris, talk about that thing you were talking about. I'll do it. When you rewind the video, then you'll watch me do it. Context, please. What? Oh, the title will have Razer in it. I'll post when it's processed. There we go. You can say I like using, the Razer Phone. How can we work outright into the title? The Razer Phone could be mine outright. Is that fine? Okay, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. Mount might. There. Mount might. Yeah, I didn't say it. I kind of said it, but I didn't say it. Doesn't count. Unless you start a mount might. Like, counter. Don't. Please. Yeah, smartphones, I certainly do wish they were more affordable. But they're not cheap to put together, and the margins are razor thin to begin with. I guess it's just the price you pay to have a powerful supercomputer in your hand, in your pocket. That's the way it always was, though. Back in the day, you'd pay a premium. The more svelte the device was, the smaller it was. People would pay a premium for that. It wouldn't necessarily be, the most awesome in terms of features, but for some people, the size is a feature. So, I don't see these getting cheaper anytime soon. I see a lot more disruptors. I think the Razer Phone is a potential disruptor. for a few reasons. One, they know their market. They know who they're gunning for, right? Gamers. So just at a distance, you would imagine you're going to have a pretty solid software experience, at least as far as, you know, the game component of Android is concerned. But the fact that they're launching, around 700 for that type of a device experience, I think is just spectacular to hear. That's a more affordable smartphone. Will it get more affordable? Yeah, most likely over time. But, you know, for a first effort at a distance, at least it's one of those things that I see in and go, yeah, that's something I'd really like to see in person. If only because of the screen, the 120 hertz, and to be able to potentially try that for doing the VR thing. That would be my. In fact, if I have a chance, and then of course getting a VR headset doohickey thing, if it would work in there. That would be my VR experience. Why would I need anything else? You know, if it's on the mobile device and I can VR from there at 120 hertz, I'm good, right? That would be my go-to VR device, and I could do it without getting motion sick, which is the deal breaker for me with a lot of that stuff. See, until they can solve that problem industry-wide, it's half-baked. VR is not ready for prime time. Someone mentions they're now having Bluetooth audio issues with the Pixel 2 XL. My recommendation is you report it in the product forums. Google's been responsive. Someone else may have already reported it in the product forums. Report it there. Don't tell me. Don't post it as a YouTube comment. Go and report it. Explain the situation. Be very thorough. The people are watching. They are responding. Other people are running into the same problem. This is how bugs get fixed. Bugs don't get fixed if you don't talk about them, which is one of my bigger problems with people who don't talk about things that they need to be talking about. And you know the kind of bugs I'm talking about. That'll never get fixed because people don't call them out. Shame on them, not on me. The Discord iOS update that was just released is massive and amazing. Not really. What'd you see? Because I installed it and it still has the same issues. Constantly refreshes. Never jumps me back into the chat room. So I always got, this is the latest version. I'm all up to date. I don't see it being amazing at all. I'm not sure where you get amazing from. It's fine. I mean, it works. But that was me loading Discord on the iPhone there. Let's go ahead and load it here. So I get the splash screen, but I'm jumped right in. Bam. Right where I need to be. Back to where I need to be. And so that to me that's everything. Like, I can get right back into everything. It's nice. It's very, very nice. Look at that. The only thing I don't like about the Android app is that they can't decouple the font. They haven't decoupled the font size from the system settings, and they need to do that. Because otherwise, my font is just it's incredibly small. Mine's opening way faster than before. However, the going back to the same screen still does suck. It seems to, I guess, be faster, but I guess I never felt like it was ever opening slow. It's just more of the usability in general that I look for, and the fact that they've licked it on Android but not on iOS just makes me wonder, certainly. But I always look for those types of features in my new Android apps or new iOS apps. I got a new calculator app, not for iOS but for Android. They rolled it out. It's got blue in it now. It's a blue themed calculator. I like it. It's very clean. They decoupled that from the operating system. So, with iOS, you get all your app updates, if there are app updates, with security, patches, which everybody gets. They definitely stagger these things a lot more within Google's ecosystem. I don't even know if I've got the latest version of Chrome right now. I'm still I'm still waiting, or I have been waiting. But then again, I installed the Android beta for 8.1, the first release. Second release, they say, is going to be due this month. It is November, so it's this month. We shall see. I have no idea why they don't have a background app refresh support. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Bill Fowler comes in with the super chat. Did you update your Essential phone? I'm actually thinking about picking it up at $4.99 and sending my 2XL back. I get nauseous thinking of the grand I paid. If it's even a decent experience, I'm good. Okay, let me stop you. I'm going to attenuate your excitement by... Pardon me while I whip this out. Give me a second. I'm trying to find I had another battery pack that was a USB-C outright. Sorry. I just said it again. I don't know where I put that damn thing. Let me go ahead and boot it up. Pardon me while I whip this out. Gonna boot it up. I will tell you, now after having used the Pixel and going back and drinking out of the cup of Essential, it's getting some juice. Trying to boot it up. Am I pressing the right button? Yeah. The update, I think, helped somewhat, but it seems to have, and I don't think this is a modification that happened on the Essential overnight. I think it's just that the screen that they're using on the Essential seems to be really, not bad. Like, the screen itself is fine, but like as I scroll, I can see kind of like, not ghosting is the wrong word, but like I can see like a blur, just this giant blur. Like what some people have, had issue with, specifically low light with the, if I turn down the brightness of the Pixel 2 XL and go into something like Essential or Flamingo, like there's kind of this blue, like black blur. You can't, it's not even, I mean, my eyes can definitely see it more so at night than they can right now in terms of the issue that I'm talking about. But it's really prevalent on the Essential. Like, to the point where I'm like, I tried it again after basically installing the update, and I was like, wow, that's not good. It's not a good time. There's Brave. Ars Technica. Yeah, it's really, it's like a blur. And it's more prevalent, I think, with a white background. There's also skips and stutters and lag. It's just not... And not just, here, let me take that out. Not just, when something's loading. I mean, it's not, it's responsive-ish, but there's no way. If you tried the Pixel 2 XL, I don't care how much you paid, this, as far as software performance, right now, latest updates, is a step backwards. I don't know if they'll ever fix it. Like, there's some serious problems with software performance on this device. And even if you look past the software performance, like I said, when I was like scrolling, what was I in? I was in Google Play, I think, which is not a great app. Physician, heal thyself. No, it's Play Music. Back. Thank you. Where's Google Play? Oh, there we go. Play Store. Yeah, it's jittery. I mean, there's certain things it does better, but to me, it's just prevalent when I'm scrolling. Like, it's this blur. I don't know what the hell you call it, but yeah, it's, I don't know, man. It's completely up to you. I'm just saying that I wouldn't do it. Maybe for 200, and if money was an issue and I had no other choice, maybe, but Tidbits says, asks in Discord chat, if you could buy a limited edition Star Wars phone, what would be the character you'd want, and what phone would it be? So they did have Star Wars special editions. I think Samsung did. Samsung had Star Wars phones. I want to say that. I wasn't interested because of Samsung software. I'm like, yeah, I'd do a Darth Vader phone, if it was like spectacular and the software experience was solid. Sure, I'd get one. Why not? And I'd use it. Until then, yeah, I can use skins or, cases or what have you. But, yeah, I'd say Vader. Vader would be the thing I'd want on my phone. Because remember, I like the black types of devices. Every one of the devices I have, pretty much blackish. Any other, Dark Helmet? Yeah, make me pull out the figure. Any other questions here as we begin to wind down? I got about 5 minutes left or so. We'll continue to take super chats. After this, I do plan on popping over to the Twitch channel at youtube.com/Chris Pirillo. That was a lie. It's actually twitch.tv/Chris Pirillo. I'm doing too many things at once. How am I online? Oh, that's how I'm online. Oh, I know why. I was getting updates. It's like, what? This doesn't even make any sense. Oh yeah, there's a new version of Clock available too. Oh wait, that's not the new version. The new version has um, a new see this a new second hand, but this version they just released it. That's on October 25th. But wait a minute, that I got that one then. October 20th. That was like 5 days ago. But I thought they just uploaded a new one too. Huh. It's weird how some devices get the updates and then you gotta wait for them to roll out to the other devices in Android. That just kind of drives me nuts. I'm like, just roll it out, man. Just let everybody get it. Why they do that, I don't know. Oh yeah, look, and then plus you have the notch, dude. You don't want the essential. Like, don't forget that. Please don't forget that. That plays into it. The thing I want to do with the 3D video soon, potentially this week, is record like a home office tour. I'll set it up here and then say, "Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, and this is the home office tour." Kind of for this year. I'm being lazy. Tim Collinsworth comes in with a gigantic super chat as I turn off the device so it doesn't stay on in the drawer. No question. He says, just enjoy watching. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your patience. I really genuinely do. It's something that, inevitably as time goes on, we're going to find things to agree on and things that we're going to disagree on. I mean, it's just an absolute. Like, that's something that I really appreciate. In knowing that people give me that latitude or that level of patience, that to me is critical, because you need to know that I'm just gonna be myself in every way, and know that we're inevitably going to have differences of opinion. It's just it's a given, right? That doesn't bother me. I'm always gonna have difference of opinion. It's gonna happen. If you ever think that if you think we get along because we agree on everything, you're in for a rude awakening at some point in the future. Now, I'm not saying that to you. That's a general you, but thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Etron asks in Discord chat, Pixel 2 Squeeze feature thoughts. Useful? Yeah. If I say, okay, Google, it was already unlocked, so I don't need to worry about it. But I turned it off on the lock screen. I'm not going to use it on the lock screen because inevitably I'm like, oh, then I got to unlock it, with my fingerprint. But if I have it unlocked, I squeeze it. I've used it. Yeah, I'll do this. I like doing this. This is my favorite thing. Oh, let me unlock it here. Oops, wrong button. Hate when you've got your finger on the wrong thing. Okay. Oops. Turn it off. Okay, watch this. Oops. Got to squeeze it in the right place. Turn on my flashlight. Isn't that cool? I think you can do that on iOS. Let's see here. Turn on my flashlight. Okay. You see what it says? It's not what I wanted. I'm trying again. Turn on my flashlight. Oh. Can't do it. So I fumble for it. Yeah, I know you can swipe up and everything, but it's just easy, just boom, and then say it. I think it's kind of neat. But yeah, I turn it on when the device is unlocked. I kick in. Zach asks, what are your thoughts on the Astro HQ app rejection over using the camera as the button? That kind of upset me, because I was like, when I saw that, I know what you're talking about. There's an app on iOS where, since they needed another button, they figured out how to use the camera, the front-facing camera, as a button. Like, you basically, when it got covered up, it would act like a button. I'm like, that's genius. I'm like, yeah, dude. I'm like, how did Apple not think of that, right? And so now, Apple's like, no. What? I'm like, what? So, it was out of the box thing. I agree. To use the camera as a sensor and turn it into a physical button, I thought it was genius. I really do. I thought they did an amazing job. But the approach that Apple takes, for some reason or another, they're definitely more controlling. I'll give them that, but I don't know. I think it was a privacy issue having the camera looking all the time, but still. Oh. How could they get around that, though? Oh, they really couldn't. Well, if they're not transmitting data to a remote server, what's the issue? I don't know. That's what I think, though. They also rejected the measurement app that used Force Touch. Huh, that's weird. There has to be a reason. Usually a good reason. Not necessarily my reason. But everyone's got different reasons. And I appreciate your reasons for tuning in, whatever they are. I'll see you over on the Twitch profile. subs.twitch.tv/Chris Pirillo. It's where you can sign up to become a sub and join us in a Discord chat where I will disagree with everybody here. At least at some point in the future. At least once. That's a promise. You can also head over to patreon.com/Chris Pirillo to become a patron and join us here in Discord chat. That doesn't count. No, come on. How? What? You can't. I'm going to record the podcast. It'll be about a 20-minute podcast. If you have other questions, feel free to ask them over there. We'll see you in Twitch chat. We'll see you in Discord chat over there as well. I love you. I appreciate you. But at this point, I am going to remind you that tomorrow I'm unboxing the Google PixelBook. Tomorrow. In the other YouTube channel. YouTube.com/Chris Pirillo. The Google PixelBook unboxing. Go there. Subscribe. If you haven't, turn on notifications. That's a big deal. Tomorrow. Probably. What? Oh, I should have said outright more then. I just said it again. Zach did a number of mount mites there. You owe me another? No, I'm kidding, Zach. You've done enough. Thank you so much. Zach gets bragging rights for being the last super chatter. Hope to see everybody there tomorrow. Not sure if the countdown's going to go to 4 p.m. Pacific or 5 p.m., which is going to be a better time for everybody. I think 5 p.m. may work better, or even 5:30 potentially. So stay tuned over there and make sure you turn on notifications. Now, I love you. Fucho the Clown comes in with bragging rights for the final super chat. Says, all right, guys. He says, see you later, YouTube. Catch you on the flippity flip. Drunken old man, I knew I could count on you. But thank you, everybody, for your support. Believe you me, it all. Come on! Now, Zach comes in. We're doing this again? He says, Fucho, out of here. I can't say it the way that it's meant to be said. Because I want it to be advertiser friendly. Okay. I love you. I appreciate you. But at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices. May the Force be with you.